Chapter 1. The Helping Hand Club. William was busy as usual in the building which was the office for Helping Hand. He worked there every Saturday morning. Today the building was full of teenagers, all waiting for someone to tell them what to do and where to go.
Sally, Mrs. Smith needs someone to collect her shopping.
Sally went to the desk and took the shopping list for Mrs. Smith. Then, with a smile on her pretty face, said goodbye and walked out of the office.
John, Mrs. Jones wants you to take her dog for a walk. And be careful not to step on the dog this time. Gary, can you babysit for the Smiths this afternoon? Joe, Mr. Brown needs help in his garden.
The telephone never stopped ringing, but slowly, as time passed, the office became calm again. Most of the teenagers were out helping the people of the town. The rest were by the coffee machine. Someone switched on the cassette player, and William sat in his chair more comfortably and closed his eyes.
Hello.
William opened his eyes. A lovely girl stood in front of his desk, smiling.
Hello, young lady. Who are you?
I'm Kathy. I'm new here and I don't know anybody, so I thought perhaps I could help you.
You said the magic word. Help is always needed round here. In fact, as soon as Joan gets back, I'm taking the library van to the old people's home, and I need someone to help with the small trolley. Why don't you get some coffee and meet the rest of the group?
Suddenly, the door flew open, and a tall, smiling girl came in.
Sorry I'm late. Mr. Tagg took a very long time to finish at the foot clinic. He's back home now, so here I am. Any problems, William?
Nothing serious, but we do have a new helper. Kathy, come and meet Joan. She's the manager here.
William's taking me to the old people's home to give out the library books, if that's all right.
Lovely, but watch out. William is a terrible driver, so fasten your seatbelt.
Don't believe a word she says. Bye-bye, everybody. See you later.
All right, but not too much later. We have a lot of things to do, you know.
Everyone laughed, as there was really not so much to do that day. William and Kathy walked out of the office and got into the van.
Don't worry, Kathy. I'm a safe driver and it won't take us very long to do this job.
Kathy smiled at William and looked at the busy street outside.
I'm not worried about your driving, but it will take us a long time as there's a lot of traffic in the streets today.
All right then, let's hit the road.
Chapter 2. The Lady in Room 16. The old people's home was outside the town. When they arrived, William parked at the main entrance. He went to the back of the van and pushed a big trolley of books out of it. Kathy took the smaller trolley.
I'll go to the main room downstairs, and you take your trolley round the rooms to the old people who can't get out of bed. The matron will give you the room numbers.
Just then the matron arrived.
Hello, William. They're waiting for you. But who's this?
Hello, I'm Kathy. I'm new at Helping Hand and William asked me to come here.
Thank you for coming. They always like to meet new people from the town. This is the list of room numbers. Leave the lady in room 16 last because she likes to talk and feels lonely now that she has to stay in bed.
All right.
William pushed his trolley into the large, sunny room on the left of the hall. Kathy pushed her trolley down a narrow corridor with doors on each side. The old people were happy to meet her and asked her lots of questions. At last, Kathy arrived at room 16. She knocked on the door, and when a gentle voice called,
Come in,
Kathy opened the door and pushed the trolley into a pretty room, which at that moment was full of sunshine. An old lady with bright blue eyes behind round metal-framed glasses was lying in bed. Her hair was soft and white, shining in the sunlight. She smiled at Kathy. Kathy smiled back at her.
Good afternoon. My name's Kathy Watson and I'm working at Helping Hand. I brought you some books. Do you want one?
I am Miss Emily. Nice to meet you. May I ask how old you are, Kathy?
I'm 19.
Now come here and let me look at you. Yes, you do remind me of a girl I knew long ago. She was very pretty too, but enough of that. Please come and sit down on this stool beside me, as I have many things to tell you, and there is very little time left.
Cathy sat down beside the old lady. She felt calm and peaceful, but curious too. The old lady began to speak softly.
I am very old now, but when I was young I went to work in a big house. I worked in the basement doing the washing and ironing. Lord Hampton, the young master, lived alone, but many rich friends came to visit him, and his parties were famous in the town. Hampton House was beautiful then. Bright lights shone in all the rooms. They made the wood on the furniture shine and the silver sparkle. The carpets were so thick your feet disappeared inside the wool when you walked on them. I was lucky. The cook let me have some food after Lord Hampton's meals came back to the kitchen, but his other servants were often cold and hungry.
How terrible!
Oh, Lord Hampton wasn't a bad man. He just thought servants... No, he didn't think about servants at all. Rich people and his work, that was all he thought about.
Do people still work there? Cleaners, gardeners, and maybe the young people from Helping Hands sometimes?
No, the house is old and needs lots of repairs. Nobody ever goes there now.
And Lord Hampton?
There was no answer from Miss Emily. Her eyes were shut, and there was a smile on her lips. The kind of smile children have when they are keeping a secret, thought Cathy.
Do you want a book to read?
No, thank you. Come and visit me again another day, Cathy.
Cathy stood up and quietly pushed the trolley to the door. She opened it, went out of the room, and back into the narrow corridor.
What took you so long?
Miss Emily. She told me about the days when she was young.
Who's Miss Emily?
The lady in room 16. The one you told me to leave last.
But the lady in room 16 is called Karen Black.
That's strange. Maybe I got the name wrong.
Come on then, we have to get back to work.
Back at Helping Hand, Joan asked Cathy to answer the telephone for a few hours. William left to help Mr. Fisher paint his house. At 2 o'clock, everyone returned to the office. Joan gave each of them a brown envelope with their name on the front. Joan gave Cathy an envelope too. Inside, there was a £5 note.
Oh, what's this?
You didn't think you worked today for nothing?
Yes, I did.
Joan started Helping Hand so the young people who don't have much money could find work, and at the same time help people who can't do things by themselves. You see, we help the townspeople and they help us. Then everyone's happy. Do you want to come to the dance here tonight?
Oh, I didn't see any notices about a dance. How do you know there's going to be a dance here tonight, William?
There's a dance here every Saturday night for the people from Helping Hand and any other young people who want to come. It's fun, and you'll meet new people. So will you come to the dance?
Okay then, I'll come. Thank you for asking me, William.
See you at 8 o'clock outside the office then.
Chapter 3. The Dance. That evening, Cathy took a long time to dress, because she didn't know what to wear. She finally put on her best dress and shoes. Then she brushed her shoulder-length fair hair until it shone. A last look in the mirror showed a slim girl with happy brown eyes, her oval face framed by soft curls. William stood at the end of the road and waited. When he saw Cathy, he hurried to meet her.
Hello again. Ready to go?
Yes, let's go.
Together they went into the building. It was full of young people. Some girls were in miniskirts and t-shirts, others in long, bright dresses. Most of the young men wore jeans, T-shirts and leather jackets. Everyone wanted to enjoy themselves. William greeted his friends, then invited Kathy to dance the moment the music started. They danced nicely together. And when the music stopped, a girl with soft brown hair and shining brown eyes came near them.
This is Sue. Sue, say hello to Kathy.
Hello, Kathy. Nice to meet you. Come and meet the rest of the crowd.
Just then, a tall young man came forward. He held his glasses in one hand and a handkerchief in the other.
This is John. He always cleans his glasses when he's thinking. He's terribly clever, so he cleans his glasses a lot.
My hair falls across one eye when I'm angry.
She looked into his kind green eyes and didn't believe he could ever actually get angry.
Here comes Pam. You hear her before you see her, because she's always laughing.
Are you talking about me?
Yes.
I hope it was something nice.
As she smiled, her grey eyes shone. A young man went near her.
Hello, my name's Adam.
Glad to meet you. I'm Kathy.
Would you like to dance?
I'd love to.
For the rest of the evening, Kathy danced and talked to her new friends, and William enjoyed himself too.
Last dance.
My dance.
William led Kathy to the dance floor. And as they were dancing, Kathy took a look at her face in a mirror. Her cheeks were pink and her eyes were shining. After the dance was over, William and Kathy went home, walking through the streets of the town, which were now quiet.
See you tomorrow then, Kathy.
See you tomorrow, William. Bye-bye.
Every Saturday, Kathy and William worked at Helping Hand. Kathy enjoyed doing the odd jobs around town. She even sang for a pop group because their singer was sick. And then she had to serve drinks and food to the guests at a garden party. But the name of the house was Pine Lodge, not Hampton House, as she had hoped. One Saturday, she and William helped Mr. Jones build a fish pond in his garden. As it was a very hot day, they decided to jump into the pond to cool off a little after so much hard work. Mr. Jones looked at them and said that he would have to put the fish in the pond the next day. On days when there was no work to do, they played Monopoly and Scrabble and had a lot of fun together. William also taught Kathy to cycle. One day, Joan asked Kathy and William to take the van to the old people's home. Kathy visited the rooms on the matron's list. Number 16 was not on the list.
Where's the lady from room 16?
She's gone away. By the way, I found an envelope with your name on it left on the floor of room 16. Here it is.
Kathy opened the envelope and took out the piece of paper inside. Visit Hampton was all it said. She put the paper in her pocket.
Was she a friend of yours?
No, but I liked her.
Then, as there was nothing else to do in the old people's home, Kathy followed William out to the van.